Hey everyone, my name is Jason. I'm a community manager at Coffee Stain Studios, and today's video is going to be short and sweet. Just short and sweet, packed full of nutrients and vitamins, and a release date. We have a release date for Update 5. We finally decided on something that we can commit to and that we're comfortable with, and so you can expect that Update 5 will be hitting the experimental branch on October 26th. Okay, so mark that on your calendars, and it'll stay in experimental for, about a month, like we've done in the past, while we stabilize things, take feedbacks from people, work out the kinks, and then after that we'll move it to the early access version of the game for a full launch. And we don't know exactly when that will be, because that month maybe we need a little more time if things aren't going so well, so yeah, we'll see. If you don't know what the experimental version of the game is, or what the difference between early access and experimental is, pretty simple. Experimental is basically where we push our updates to early, but it might be unstable, so that's our unstable version of the game, and early access is our stable version of the game after we've stabilized things on experimental. Everyone who owns Satisfactory has access to the experimental version, so if you own the game on the Epic Store, you'll actually just have two versions of the game right there in your library. One will be Satisfactory Early Access, the other will be Satisfactory Experimental. And on Steam, if you want to access Experimental, you need to find Satisfactory in your Steam library, right-click on it, go to Properties, go to the Betas tab, and there'll be a drop-down box with Experimental in it. Just select that, and it'll download the Experimental version, or select None if you want to go back to the Early Access version. A word of warning, though, is that whenever you make the switch, be sure to back up your save files, because if you play on Experimental, which is a newer version, and you play there, you save, but you run into issues, want to go back to Early Access for stability reasons, your save file might not be compatible anymore, okay? So make sure you back up your saves. So one thing I want to talk about real quick is a lot of people have a lot of questions about Update 5, and we sort of like that. We don't want to answer all the questions. When you get Update 5, your questions will be answered, right? But there are some questions that make sense answering up front, because a lot of people are asking things about, like, how can I prepare for Update 5? Because in the past we've added new buildings or recipes which would sort of break basically people's factories, and people want to know, what can I do to prepare to mitigate the effects that the update will have on my factory? So people ask the same kind of questions for Update 5, naturally. Actually, there won't really be any impact, because some people have asked, will there be any new manufacturing buildings? There won't be any new manufacturing buildings in Update 5. There will also be no recipe changes in Update 5, and there will be no tier changes or milestone changes in Update 5. So all of your save files, essentially what this means is they should just work perfectly from Update 4 into Update 5. You don't need to start again or anything like that. The only possible issue you might run into are the things that I outlined in my world update video. You can check the card up here. So you might get some trees appear in your factory in the northern forest, as that's been reworked, and there's been a big rock been added to Dune Desert, and some rocks moved around in the Dune Desert as well. So you might have rocks encroaching on your factory, but your factories themselves should function as they were in Update 4. So you should have no issues in that, in that regard. So another thing that I just wanted to talk about real quick is that this update is just a little bit different to our previous ones. Our previous ones always brought new manufacturing buildings or milestone changes or tiers and things like that, and this one isn't doing that. And we were a little concerned, because we were like, we need to do these things. We want to get the game to 1.0. We need changes to the build system, because building is a core part of Satisfactory. We want more cosmetics, because making things look nice is a core part to Satisfactory. We need to fix up these vehicles. They need a little bit of love. The automation hasn't gotten anything. We needed to do all these things. That's kind of what this update is about. There are some, there's some new stuff coming as well, but a lot of it is also taking care of things that have been sort of neglected for a little while. But we were kind of worried, like, is this going to be any good? Is this marketable? Are people going to like this if we're not adding these new buildings or something? But it really seems like, from the feedback from y'all, that we're all on the same page here. We all think that these changes are necessary, that they're all going to make Satisfactory a better game. And so I just want to say a big thank you to everyone out there for your kind words and support in the videos over the past few weeks. It really has brought a lot of relief to the team as well, and just sort of validates the fact that we're on the right path here. We all sort of see the end goal, and that these changes are exciting ones, and ones that people see a lot of value in. So thank you very much. And of course, the folks out there who want more manufacturing buildings, you want more milestones, etc., there are more of those things planned, but just not in this update. We couldn't put it in this update. We're just focusing on other things now. Maybe next update there'll be some of those things, okay? Yeah, if that made any sense at all, leave a "thanks, Jason, makes sense" in the comments below. Would really appreciate that, because I feel really awkward right now. Anyway, so that's enough of me talking for today. You know, I was talking all week last week, and then I'm talking again today. It's kind of boring, not showing anything. But next week, we'll have a teaser trailer. So be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that. New teaser trailer next week. I'm really curious as to how this teaser trailer is going to turn out. And I cannot wait to see people's reactions to it. It's going to be a pretty cool one, I think. Okay, so hope to see you there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, have a good day, everybody. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Double ambulance. Make-A-Wish?